good one.
What's the black and white one? That's the
That wasn't Howard. Yeah, that was Howard.
Howard, yeah.
Hampton was the blue one.
Yeah, with Hampton.
Oh, Hampton. So I missed Hampton. I got Howard.
There's no way I'll ever wear a Hampton anything. 2001.
Hey guys, welcome to the stream. View Sports Talk starts in a couple minutes. We're gonna preview the Super Bowl for you guys and talk NBA trade deadline. Because Neil is gonna get his fix on Ben Simmons talk.
This will be the last we allow of it.
Really,
the rest of the year.
hope this is the.
I mean, if Ben Simmons gets traded, we're gonna need to cut to Neil live.
Yeah,
like a kid on Christmas Eve, you know.
Yeah, he needs to, if it happens tomorrow, he needs to have a live reaction to this.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Post a video on like YouTube or something.
I'm like, good riddance.
And you know the thing that sucks the most is because it's like every day the rumors just keep. It's like, dude, just let it happen. If it had to, enough of the this player's sitting today. This play, like no, just get it over with. All the different analysts, you know, Windy and this bomb, that bomb, the other things, like
I think if Dame wasn't hurt, you guys would have a good chance at Dame.
I don't know. Dame he's like rooted to Portland for some reason.
He ain't gonna be rooted after this summer because they just traded.
Yeah.
For nothing.
I can't wait to talk about that trade, man.
It's like the Trail Lillards now. I mean, they might as well just change the name.
If that doesn't show him that it's probably time, then I don't know what else is gonna show him.
I mean, they're trying to free up some space, right? To be a player.
Yeah, but no coming.
Nobody's signing with the Trailblazers.
Yeah, well,
I mean, nobody. Should I say? I mean, there'll be players that would, but nobody else significant. Like nothing. He got to stop. I get him trying to be loyal to the soil, but yeah, it's not happening there, buddy.
Like Bradley Beal, I know he's out with for the rest of the season now, but like every day, his thought process changes. Like, I want to stay in Washington. I don't want to stay in Washington. I want to stay in Washington. I don't want to stay in
I wouldn't even.
Man, make up your mind, dude.
He's a good player, but like,
yeah,
he doesn't impact winning though. Like, as far as like, I mean, in my opinion, I mean, I don't know. I would much rather have Lillard over Beal.
Oh, me too. I mean, that team has never really been like
good
enough to see what they can really do with him. But
yeah, when John Wall was healthy a few years back, they had a pretty good playoff run one year, but that was
they did
the Raptors.
Yeah. But other than that,
it's hard when your best players are guards.
Yeah, if you want to win in the NBA, your best player needs to be a wing player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you need that stretch for
that KD, Giannis. Like, yeah, if you have like the Sixers, right, for example, and even like Denver, right? You see they got Jokic, they got Embiid, but that's only gonna get you but so far if you don't have nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate. That's just how the NBA now. If you gotta have dominant either guard skill players or wing players to really, be able to probably win a championship.
Well, 2 through 4 is very much interchangeable.
Exactly.
Sometimes you just get, you want that switchability, you want that shooting ability.
Exactly. I mean, you see how Milwaukee got their Giannis pretty much plays like a point forward type position, and he got shooters around him.
Mm-hmm.
Middleton, Portis, DiVincenzo, all these guys, they just, they could shoot.
Mm-hmm.
He killed the Lakers last night, and I love to see it.
Drew Holiday was the finishing touch for them.
Yeah.
Make sure everyone to leave a like.
Damn, Super Bowl.
Always much appreciated.
Super Bowl football's over again, man. Shit goes quick.
I know.
Yeah.
Even with the extra week, it goes quick.
It sucks, man. Pitchers and catchers are supposed to be reporting.
I know it's supposed to be reported next week, and
There's no free agency.
these
You know,
fuckers.
I'm watching like MLB The Show free agency, like it's real free agency. Randy Johnson and Ryan Howard are confirmed to be back in the game next year. So that's like the only type of free agency I get right now for baseball.
You're gonna have your own season, hell yeah.
Always.
Yeah,
I'm a dynasty,
that's
baby.
the way to do it.
Dynasty, that's the only way. It's crazy that they're really can't. It's ridiculous. I mean, the only positive thing I could say, because I've been following it like really heavy. The only positive, I guess, that if there is a positive, is that there's nothing that they're like so. Yeah, they're far apart, but there's nothing that either side is like staunch or not willing to work on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I guess that's probably if there's a positive, that's that neither side is like, we're not gonna fold on this, no matter what you do. So I mean, you know how sometimes these things too, last minute, the 11th hour, they're like, all right, come on, let's do something.
They better. I mean, if this thing starts digging into the regular season, that's.
I think if they don't get something done by the end of this month, because even though pitchers and catchers are supposed to report next week, but you know, I think spring training is a little bit too long, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think if they somehow come to like some type of agreement, probably by the end of February, I think they'll be fine, because the season don't start till like, I think, or supposed to start like March 30th, I think, or March 31st.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that spring training is really for pitchers to kind of get in shape, and because hitters, they don't need that much time to really be able to. It's the pitchers more so that they do this long spring training, 6 weeks. You know,
I would just love that free agent frenzy. That's going to be fun.
It's going to be crazy though. Whenever, because they're going to obviously come to an agreement.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, you hope.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like 300 free agents out there still.
Yeah.
There's a weird report that came out today. So Dante Bichette works for the Blue Jays as some special advisor or whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know, obviously Bo Bichette plays for the Blue Jays. So they said that he had to quit his job so that they can work out together. Because if they didn't, that'd be some type of weird violation or something.
Yeah, because they're not technically, they can't work in any of the team facilities, or they can't they can't even conversate with the trainers.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much they're following that, because if you text somebody, you call somebody, like,
yeah.
So but yeah, that's
the quit his job basically,
just to be able to work out with him.
Yeah.
That is insane. I see that is he gonna get rehired once the strike ends?
I mean, he should. I don't know.
Right, exactly.
Weird, right? I mean, he didn't have like a huge role.
Yeah, but still,
he didn't. It still his pops at the end of the day, right?
Like an advisor.
Yeah, it was some like consultant advisor role, something like that. He didn't have like a huge role, but still.
Of course. It's crazy, man. If you go to like the MLB.com, all the players have no face.
They're blacked out.
They took all their likeness. They took over everything.
All right. Let's get this party started.
Let's do this.
Hey guys, welcome to the Vault. We are back with some more exclusive content. Now, View Sports Talk goes right now. We have Jason, Leon, Kyle, and Neil in the house today. Today we'll be discussing the NBA trade deadline and give you guys our Super Bowl picks.
That's right.
For this week's upcoming Super Bowl. So, Jason, take it away.
Oh, I'm taking it away? All right.
Yeah, just take it away.
Well, welcome to the big game week. We can't really say Super Bowl because it's trademarked and we don't want the NFL suing us out of existence. So not that they would, but anyway, and NBA trade deadline week. It's been a busy one so far. So yeah, where do you guys want to start? You guys want to let's start with Super Bowl, get that out of the way, because I think this NBA trade deadline talk is gonna take a while. Neil is just like frothing. Look, he's got like little bits of froth.
He's got all these trade scenarios ready for Tyrese Maxey.
He's ready. He's got his phone. He's got his phone and all the alerts.
So let's get the game out of the way. I'll load up the little slide here, and we can make our selections. So as everybody knows, the Cincinnati Bengals are playing against the LA Rams in SoFi Stadium this Sunday. So it's technically it's not technically a home game for the Rams, but they'll be at home. Thoughts on the game?
Oh man, so it's gonna be a hot 87 degrees in LA this weekend on
But
Sunday.
they do have
The dome,
open air vents.
Open
at
air
the top,
vent,
at SoFi Stadium. So if there's lightning, there could be a lightning delay.
right? Or if the sun
Five,
is
$5 billion stadium and we can't even afford windows. But yeah,
it's gonna
be a warm one.
Yeah, Jason, sorry.
No. Yeah, it was 95 degrees in Southern California today.
Ooh, baby. Wait.
Yeah. This is the latest, by the way, the Super Bowl has ever been played in league history. So because of the expanded schedule. So
yeah, because the extra week.
Yep.
So I know going into this, the Bengals, obviously, they've had their share of struggles throughout the playoffs. Joe Burrow's he's looked pretty good. How they're here, I give it up to them because I didn't expect them to get this far. The Rams, I thought they would come into the season with the addition of Stafford, and then throughout the year they added Von Miller and Odell Beckham, and those guys. I think they definitely improved their team. I'm still gonna. I know last week he kind of gave somewhat predictions. I'm not going off my predictions. I know the Simpsons predicted that the Bengals will win, and when the Simpsons come out and give a prediction or something, they're usually right. But I'm gonna stick with the Rams. I think they win. I think it's not even gonna be a close game. I think this is gonna be 31-21.
Okay.
31-21. So you got the Rams covering because
Yep.
They're a 4.5 point favorite, and you got the over. You're taking the over.
Yep.
All right. Sounds good. Did anybody talk to Pierre? You know who he's picking?
I think he's holding strong with the Bengals, but I could be wrong.
Sure. We'll slide him up there.
Yeah.
For now. If he's in the comments or anything, maybe he can make a correction for us. But and then Ben was also taking the Bengals, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. We'll just slide those guys up there. We'll make their selections for them. If we're wrong, well, you should have been here. All right. Neil, who you got? And hey, as Neil's pondering his deep thought moment of the night, I want to hear in the comments, who do you guys think's going to win and who's going to be the MVP of the game? Because we know that's the most important.
Right? They go to Disney World, baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, no, they'll go to Disneyland because it's literally right.
Because they're just right there in LA.
Yeah, right down the street. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they really don't have to go too far. Yeah, again, I mean, first blush when the matchups were decided, I was leaning Rams, and I'm still going to go Rams because I think, and I give a lot of credit to what the Bengals have done. This incredible run they've been on, going 30 years or whatever it was without a playoff win, and now here they are in the big bowl, right? So I'm gonna stick to the Rams only because I think at the end of the day, I like the Rams defensive front over the Bengals offensive line. I think that the Rams defensive front can get a lot of pressure and cause a lot of havoc on that side of the football. Maybe make Burrow make some mistakes. He is a young quarterback. I know he's not playing like one, but he is a young quarterback playing his first big bowl. So I am leaning Rams, and I'm going to keep it. I think the Bengals, though, I think they don't get blown out. I think it's a closer game, but I think the Rams at the end of the day are just going to have too much defense for them, and I think Stafford makes just enough plays to get the W.
All right. So what's your final score? What do you got for us?
I am going to go 27-21 Rams.
So you're taking the Rams to cover, and you're taking the under. The under set at 48.5. All right. Leon, what you got, big fella?
It's a tough game to score. I think all signs point to the Bengals. It's the year of the Tiger. Joey Thorough survived being left home alone on Christmas. Survived being alone in New York, and he's undefeated in the playoffs. They looked like they were dead against the Chiefs. They came back and took that game away from them. I think the Rams kind of just survived the Niners. So year of the Tiger. Let's go Bengals.
All right, you got a score for us?
31-28.
31-28. So you're taking the Bengals to cover
Mhm.
and the over.
And
Mhm.
nice.
Oh, wow. A little interesting combo there. All right. So I like to look at the bets and there's a lot of good props. You know, it's the Super Bowl. But straight up, I'm gonna take the Rams. They are playing a home game, although there won't be much of a home crowd. There never is at SoFi
They're used to
Stadium.
that, though. They're used to that.
They're used to that. But I'm going to take the Rams big. Yeah, like you said, Kyle, I think, or maybe Neil said it. I think the defense is just going to be a little too much for Joe Burrow. Not that he won't be able to handle it, but he won't be able to do his Joe Burrow stuff like he normally would want to. So I'm going to take the Rams. Take the over. It's going to be a high scoring game, I think. Maybe not at first, but in the second half, it'll catch up. So that's one of my props. Most points scored by one team in Super Bowl 56. Take the over of 30.5.
Nice.
Take the over on the game. Take the Rams to cover. And one more novelty prop I have is the jersey number of the first touchdown scorer. Over or under 23.5. And I'm going to take the under on that. It's paying out -140. I think you're going to get Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase, maybe Cam Akers.
Maybe Odell, number 3, right?
Odell, number 3. The only guy that's really going to throw a wrinkle into that is Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
Number 28. But I think your odds are pretty good with the under 23.5.
Nice.
And that's paying out -140. So
that's pretty
not
good.
Too bad. Not too bad. So, yeah. There's our picks. We're evenly split.
It's gonna be interesting, man. I mean, it's new blood. We spoke about this, right? The Rams, Bengals. Obviously, the Bengals. They've last time was in the late 80s, early 90s that they were there.
Mm-hmm.
And the Rams a few years ago when they lost to the Patriots, obviously had a different quarterback at that time. I think this is big for Stafford, man. I think it's really gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, autumn years in Detroit, you know.
That's the one question I have. Is it going to be too big for him?
Yeah.
Is he going to be too hyped to actually be playing in the Super Bowl in front of a home crowd? That's my one question mark. That could. I mean, it's Joey Burrow. He's got nothing to lose.
Exactly.
They shouldn't even be in the playoffs for crying out loud.
Yeah,
they're playing with house money for sure.
Yeah,
nobody's kind of giving them a chance. So yeah, you're right, Jason. On top of all of that, it's like expected that they should win. So how much would that pressure actually affect them? And will he try to force? No, that's a good.
He's got a lot of weapons around him. He's got some veteran players around him to hopefully keep him a little bit grounded. But yeah, that is definitely the one question mark in my head.
Yeah.
If is how well he comes out and play. If he starts slow, starts sloppy, it's gonna be a long game for him.
Yeah, no, it could. It definitely could. You've seen last week with the Bengals and the Chiefs, they kind of gave the Bengals a little momentum going into the second half, and they rode that momentum. They kind of was able to neutralize. They actually completely stopped Mahomes being able to do what he, what he does.
Shin mentioned that. Remember, the Cincinnati Bengals held the Kansas City Chiefs 3 points in the second half.
Yeah,
that's because I firmly believe that Andy Reid is not a good second half coach.
Yeah,
he sticks to his game plan the entire time. Cincinnati, they ended up basically dropping 8 and rushing 3, and Mahomes and Reid didn't adjust to that. They didn't change up their patterns. They didn't change up their routes. I don't know if that'll be the case. McVay is going to adjust because he's one of those coaches that thinks he can out coach anyone.
Absolutely.
So maybe he does out coach them and over adjust. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, nice little battle between two young coaches too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another reason I'm rooting for the Rams. I can't have a former Nebraska quarterback in the Super Bowl.
No Zach Taylor. No Zach Taylor.
No.
Wasn't the Bengals coach in the McVay tree at one point?
McVay, yeah.
Yeah. So
McVay tree.
that could be some of that too involved.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got a few picks over here. Yeah, we got Rams. We got one Cincinnati that's predicting Burrow is going to be the next Tom Brady.
Corporate.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty heavily on the Rams in the comments. So
yeah, and the Rams are favored, right? That's normal.
Yeah, 4.5.
Yeah.
All right, Leon. You ready to take us through the NBA trade deadline?
Yeah, this is one of the busiest times of the year for the NBA. I mean, the NBA does a great job of keeping themselves in the news cycle. It almost feels like they're never not in the news cycle. But let's kind of review the trades that I went down already, and maybe we can give our predictions on what's going to happen. So it looks like Friday night, Portland doing weird Portland things. Traded Keon Johnson, Justice Winslow. Oh, sorry, they're acquiring Keon Johnson, Justice Winslow, and Eric Bledsoe from the Clippers for Norman Powell and Robert Covington.
Well, and a second round pick.
And
they also get the second round pick.
I don't understand this trade from Portland's point of view. They flipped Norman Powell for Gary Trent Jr. last year, and then turned around and signed Norman Powell to a huge contract, only to just give up on him and give him to the Clippers and pretty much only get a second round pick out of that after burning Gary Trent Jr., who's doing really well for Toronto right now. So this has kind of started their fire sale, the first kind of, I guess, domino to fall. How do you guys feel? I mean, it looks like the Clippers won the trade, but they're trying to do stuff while PG and Kawhi is rumored to not even come back this year. So
yeah, no,
how do you guys feel about it?
There's a good chance that both of them might not come back, but I think, man, listen, I know it's got to be tough for Dame because Dame, he's the guy that he wants to stay in Portland. He doesn't want to be like some of these other guys across the league that, kind of jump ship here and there. But listen, Portland, they've been consistently in the playoffs his whole career. Early on, he had LaMarcus Aldridge. Aldridge, he ended up going to the Spurs. They just flipped McCollum as well to the Pelicans. It's going to be tough for him to win there, man. I get he wants to stay there. He wants the opportunity to win in Portland, but like you said, Leon, this trade they're just giving up these guys that McCollum's a pretty good player. Norm Powell, they just got him last year. Now they're flipping him to the Clippers, and it feels like they're getting nothing in return for those guys.
So, I'm guessing they're getting an expiring contract and
probably giving up some space for money.
Yeah,
but
second round pick. I don't know.
Yeah, it's got to be tough for Dame because he's a guy that he wants to win, but I just don't think in Portland it's going to be the place for him to fulfill that commitment and win, and have the opportunity to win a championship, because he could still not win a championship even if he leaves. But I think he just wants to be in a better chance to possibly win a championship. So I just think in Portland it's not going to be there for him.
Yeah, Bledsoe's got one more year past this year for 19.
Oh, he does. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what the heck they're doing.
Yeah.
It is a good move for it is a good move for the Clippers, though. I mean, if they don't get Kawhi or PG-13 back, I mean, that certainly hinders things. But nice move. I mean, Powell's a nice player, and Rocco. I mean, we know him here, and
Powell's 19 points per game, man.
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, I think that's a sneaky nice move for the Clippers. And for Portland, I just think they're trying to dump salaries to try to be a player in the offseason, but there's never a guarantee in that. It's a dangerous thing to do. And obviously Dame's kind of signed off on it, because he hasn't made us think about wanting to leave. So he wants to be part of their rebuild, I guess, or rebuild or whatever it is at this point with them. But there just isn't any guarantee. And Portland isn't like, even with Dame there, they're just not a place that free agents usually want to tend to go to. So
Yeah.
It's a dangerous roll of dice for the Blazers, but I guess time will tell with that. But it's a good move for the Clippers.
Okay, moving forward to Monday, a little swap here. Indiana Pacers started their fire sale by trading Karis LeVert for Ricky Rubio and a bunch of picks. So Indiana, actually, I feel like they did pretty well here. I think they got 2 protected first and a second. Rubio's injured for the rest of the year. He's an expiring deal, and LeVert gets to go home. He's from Ohio. That team is really surprising this year with the Twin Towers there with Jared Allen and Mobley. So how do you guys feel about this one?
I like what the Pacers are doing.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the other trade they did later, but they're loading up on picks. They're loading up on young talent. They may be rebuilding, but I would definitely not call it a fire sale. Because they're getting a lot of young talent they'll be able to build around for a long time. I mean, they probably saw the writing on the wall and said this season's not their season, so let's go ahead and make some room and free up some space. And Karis LeVert is a nice player, but 28 years old, how long is he going to be a nice player? Ricky Rubio's expiring. He's got a pretty big contract, so
goes right. Ricky Rubio's been on like half the teams in the league in the last couple of years, right?
Yeah. No, I like what the Pacers are doing.
How many picks did they get back in that deal? The Pacers.
They got a first round lottery protected. They got 2 second rounds.
That's a nice haul of picks to get back for LeVert.
Yeah,
a nice move by the Pacers.
Yeah.
And then the next day, they did their bigger deal. So they're acquiring Tyrese Halliburton, which is crazy to me. Buddy Hield, Tristan Thompson, who's rumored to be retiring at the end of the year, for Sabonis, Holiday, Jeremy Lamb, and picks. Going both ways.
Sabonis was kind of a loss, right? But I mean, you're getting Halliburton.
Yeah.
Who's going to be he's going to be what Penny Hardaway wanted to be. You got Buddy Hield, one of the best young shooters in the league. You get Tristan Thompson in his salary cap space at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And you give up, a second next year's second round pick. And besides DeMontis Sabonis, not a whole lot. I don't know what the Kings are doing. That's what's absolutely baffling my mind.
Kings don't know what.
Yeah. Kings is one of those weird teams, right? Because like they never really get like good ping pong luck. I feel like they're constantly like never moving up in the draft. I feel like, and then the pick that they do hit, they finally hit on someone like Halliburton, and then you don't trust yourself to develop him. Like it's weird, right? Like this is only his second year, right? He could be a good star to kind of fit beside Fox, because Fox can't shoot.
Yeah.
Right. So I wonder what Halliburton's long-term fit is going to be beside Brogdon.
He's going to be the point. Brogdon will be the 2.
They'll move over. Okay.
Or even the 3,
Yeah.
And then you got Hield in there that will relieve either of those 2.
Yeah.
It's just like I said, I like what the Pacers are doing. They're getting younger, freeing up space. But the Kings, man, if we had relegation in the United States, they would be in the CBA.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even be G League.
What about the Pistons?
In Seattle. Let the Sonics come back.
What about the Pistons?
At least the Pistons have won some.
At least the Pistons aren't making asinine trades.
Yeah,
that's fair.
We all thought, right? I mean, over the past couple of weeks, all the talk that was going around the league and sources were that, they were looking to move De'Aaron Fox because they had Halliburton and he was going to be the guy that would take over, and he'll be the future. He was a guy that I loved out of college. I wanted the Knicks to draft him. They passed on him, and they took Obi Toppin. That's besides the point. But I don't understand this trade from the Kings standpoint. Yes, Sabonis is a good player. Not taking that away from him. He's a double-double machine. But to give up Buddy Hield and Halliburton, like you said, Jason, Tristan Thompson, that's an expiring contract. But Halliburton was he's such a good young player in his second year. Combo guard, can shoot, can play some defense, 6'7".
I mean, we're gonna actually see what he's capable of because he won't be lost in Sacramento anymore.
Exactly,
we'll actually get to see him play.
I mean, this is Sacramento being a horrible organization, honestly. ever since the Chris Webber days and since those guys left town, Mike Bibby, Stojakovic.
Is it possible to get 2 ping pong balls in the lottery? Is that what they're trying? I mean like 2 full entries into the lottery. Is that what they're trying to do?
Oh, okay.
I don't even know. I don't even know if that's possible, but they're going to be so bad that we might just have to give them 2.
Yeah, but they'll get those 2 draft picks and they'll pass up on they'll draft Marvin Bagley instead of like Luka Doncic or Trae Young or somebody.
Yeah. And then end up trading them the next year anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Like they've had numerous draft picks in the past 10, 15 years or whatever it is.
You're scratching your head, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, even them drafting Davion Mitchell this year was weird because they already had 2 point guards.
They already had 2 point guards. So it's like they draft these guys that is like, really, you're drafting that guy when you could have had this? But that's what happens when you're a bad organization, man. You just don't. You have.
But here's the thing, too. Like those guys could be talented, but they just could be stifled because of where they are.
Yeah.
If those guys land somewhere else, who knows? Who
I
will
like
be.
Halliburton too. He's a good young player. I was kind of hoping that there was like a
this
time
is what I don't
earlier
understand. They're looking to trade Harrison Barnes now too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bagley, and they couldn't get rid of either.
They're not interested in packages on future assets. They're focused on competing for the playoffs this season.
Not a chance.
What does that trade they just made? That doesn't say we're looking at focusing on the playoffs this season.
Exactly.
I mean,
They want to get in that plan.
Why?
The thing about the NBA is like if you're in the middle, that's worse than being either at the bottom or the top. Well, I mean, obviously you want to be at the top, right? But if you're not at the top, you want to be at the bottom. You don't want to be in the middle. Being in the middle sucks in the NBA.
They're 20 and 36. They're 7 games back from the 8th spot.
No, but you just got to shoot for what, 10 or 11, right? No,
I guess we're at 10 now, right?
10, yeah.
Okay, so they're only 2 games back. Jesus Christ.
That's why anyone could be in it. That's the thing.
I guess 3.
Yeah.
But still,
that's one thing about the NBA I didn't like, that playing tone, because it's like you have these teams that are, the 10th, 11th seed that believe they have a chance when they really don't. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, man. It just goes to show you how bad of a team you have to be to not even be in the play-in. Because it's
for real, yeah.
It's pretty much like 12 teams. It's 15 teams in each conference. 12 teams pretty much are like in it throughout the year, So
it wasn't last year that one of the play-in teams
right now you're looking
at
at
a high pick.
Kings at 13th.
Yeah.
In the West, and they're 3 games back from that 10th spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the Thunder and the Rockets are pretty much out of it, but
exactly. No, so you can see how they could believe that they could kind of make themselves believe.
Well, why would you even want to make the playoffs, right?
I agree.
You're going to lose out on the lottery then.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, last year I think one of the playing teams, it was the placeholder one, right? When it moved up.
Yeah. Well, probably whoever lost gets put in the lottery of that playing game. Yeah, but still, like, I don't know. I don't get the NBA. I don't hardly watch it during the regular season.
Yeah. But it's like a North American construct, right? Where they built it so that like the losers get something. Like
I mean, like if you look at like European model, there is no such thing as draft. No, you got to bring those guys up in your academies or whatever, or sign your academies, or you just sign them outright, right? Yeah. I mean, and people argue that's not fair because the teams with the most money are always going to win, but that ends up happening here anyway. Yeah. So instead, it's forced labor. Like you have to play here for this many years. Right. You ain't got a choice. Right. You're not getting your fair market value. Right. Yep. Yeah, because they all have rookie structure deals.
Yeah.
NBA, NFL, MLB. I'm sure the NHL does too.
Yeah.
In fact, that's one of the major contention points of the MLB lockout right now is that
Correct.
that rookie salary structure,
And service time manipulation and
service
all that other
time.
stuff.
Yeah. I don't know.
God
NBA
damn,
is so weird to me.
like Shaq,
Season's way too long.
Yeah. All right. Moving forward, we got Larry Nance going from the Pelicans to the Blazers, Tony Snell and CJ McCollum. And then heading from the Pelicans to Portland, we got Didi Lozada, Nikhil Alexander Walker, shout out to the Canadian, Josh Hart, Thomas Sadaransky, and picks. So that's the duo of CJ and Dame finally breaking up. Do you guys think CJ can help or save the Pelicans?
No, this
No.
was a great move for the Blazers.
Yeah.
I think, except those second round picks are 2026 and 2027.
yeah, who
Yeah.
knows? Yeah.
I don't know. I think that they're getting some young talent here to try and package up for maybe a mid-level player later on, maybe a free agent or something, trade in the offseason.
They've already flipped Alexander Walker, who I thought was the better player coming through, coming over, which is kind of confusing to me. But
Tomas Sadaransky and Didi Lozada, that's the last time anybody's ever going to say their names in public.
so is Josh Hart the gem of the trade? Like you're doing Josh Hart for CJ McCollum? That's kind of weird to me.
Well, no, it's Josh Hart and 3 picks.
Yeah.
Okay.
For
So it's
CJ
the picks.
McCollum.
Okay.
Well, Larry Nance is a nice player too.
Yeah.
Although he's not 7 points a game.
Yeah. He's struggling.
Doesn't seem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, it's Portland again trying to position himself for something in the offseason just isn't there.
So reading up on this trade, McCollum's one of 5 players to score at least 20 points the last 7 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
The Pelicans are next to last in any basically outside shooting category.
Mm-hmm.
So he's definitely going to help there.
Yeah.
They need that so they can play that inside out game whenever Williamson decides to come back, if he can come back. I don't know.
I like CJ. CJ's a good player. I would have liked to see him on a competitive team because I think he can help a team that's, a playoff team that needs an extra scorer.
Yeah.
Obviously, him and Brandon Ingram, they're both good. They're both legitimate scorers in the NBA. But I think it comes down to Zion, man. If he's able to play, I just don't think Zion wants to be in New Orleans. On top of the fact that he's injury prone, yes, obviously, but I just think he's not convincing the organization. And there's been, guys in the past that, they take those rookie extensions because, the money's guaranteed. Zion's a guy that might not take that rookie extension because
he'll get paid.
He's got the Jordan brand line that's paying him. I'm watching the TV right now as we talk, and he's doing the 2K commercial. So
yeah,
that's the most he's taking the court.
Yeah, he's a guy that I could see not actually taking that rookie extension because not like other guys that they don't have endorsement deals that, they got to take that extension. He's a guy.
But when you look at it, it's one less year.
Yeah.
And so he's not locked up at his next place, wherever he goes. And the money wise, it's really not a whole lot less per year.
No.
It's weird to me too. Like New Orleans is such a cool city.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they can't draw more talent there. And must be the owners, the organization, or something that's preventing that from happening. But
I mean, it's a weird squad, right? I think they kind of fumbled it. They let Lonzo go. They didn't want to pay Lonzo. Then they did the downgrade of Bledsoe for Drew Holiday. They kind of just fumbled the situation. I feel like they're not good. I don't know. And now you're just waiting for Zion to come back. Hopefully he can. I don't know, but he's not played a lot of games.
Yeah.
The Pelican slogan right now is, "At least we're not the Kings."
Right. They fumbled AD. Now they're fumbling, Zion. Like, how many of these generational players are you gonna get and not do nothing with them? I don't know. It's kind of crazy to me.
It just goes to show it's hard for a one young player to win in the NBA.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so that's why I don't understand all these teams putting their entire stock, their future into a lottery pick.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, look at LeBron. It even took him 6-7 years to
Sure.
start establishing his dominance, and like you can't win with a young player. You need talent around them.
Yeah.
Milwaukee proved that. Like they went out and got Chris Middleton and some veteran players around Giannis, and it worked. Now Giannis was in his 8th
No,
year.
Giannis was on a project coming in.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's ridiculous how young he was when he signed in the NBA.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, but anyway, I don't know.
I mean, it'll be the true test. I think like a player like, Doncic would kind of tell you like how a team builds around one guy.
Yeah.
I think he's like the guy that really is like.
Have they really built around him though?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, that's what I mean. Like that's the test, right? Like
He
he's
is
really got
literally
not
their
much
team.
help out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the hope was that when they traded for Porzingis that he'll be the guy, but he's showing that obviously I seen him firsthand here in New York. Yeah, he's a good player when he was here, but he was always injury prone. And obviously that's continued in Dallas.
Mhm.
So, and he's extended, they gave him that big extension. So now they're kind of stuck with him. They can't really move him. I mean, they probably could, but when you move, you guys know when you move a big contract like that, you got to add additional pieces, whether it's draft picks or other players, just for a team to take the contract. So,
Yeah.
Luka's incredible, but they haven't really built around him.
Yeah.
And
And they're gonna have to pay Jalen Brunson soon, and Tim
Yeah.
Hardaway just got paid, and I don't know, like that's to me like one of the situations where you're gonna have to watch and monitor closely because he's really out there on an island by himself.
You know who's doing it perfect right now with a young player that's their star player, Memphis. They have John Morant and they got all these other young, and they might not win a championship right now, but they're not tied into any big contracts. A lot of the other better players are all young guys as well. So you can kind of see them coming up together, similar to like how Golden State, when they has, not to say they'll be State, but they're drafted those guys and they're in home.
And I think that's what the Pacers are planning on doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
At some point, though, the payment's going to be due for those players, and then the question is, can Memphis do it?
Yeah,
so it all starts as sunshine and rainbows, and then when the tax comes.
That's the thing about some of these smaller market teams, right? Even if they do develop a good talent like that, they get to the end of their contracts, and they can't re-sign them, so they end up trading them away for maybe a handful of picks, not even a handful, a couple of picks, maybe an expiring contract or two. And they start all over it.
Yeah.
I mean, OKC's doing the same kind of thing. They pretty much just got Shea there, and then they just got a mountain of picks.
Yeah.
Right. Houston's in the same kind of situation. They don't really even have a franchise guy, I would argue, in Houston. So
I don't know. It's NBA is so weird to me.
Yeah. All right, and then I guess today it's not posted, but basically, Joe Ingles, going over from Utah. You think Nickeil Alexander-Walker really enjoyed his time in Portland? all of one day.
Do you think he even got to Portland?
You think he even unpacked? But he's going over. Joe Ingles is a long time Utah Jazz player, 8 years, tore his ACLs, probably not gonna be back. Expiring deal. He moves over.
So the Blazers get Joe Ingles, Elijah Hughes, and a second-round pick. Spurs get Tomas. We said Tomas again.
Oh, Tomas.
A second-round pick. And the Utah get Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Juancho
Hernan Gomez.
Hernan Gomez, and they gave up their second-round picks.
Okay.
I don't like what the Jazz did. I don't
Why not?
like
you would rather them hold on to Joe Ingles?
I would rather them hold on to those draft picks.
Yeah.
Because basically what they're saying is Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Juancho Hernan Gomez are their second-round draft picks for next year, right? So I think you can probably do better than that.
You think so? I like Alexander-Walker, Ryan.
I don't know. What? Let's look at this guy. 12 points a game, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 6'5". He's Canadian. That's why. I know you like him.
That's why.
That's Shay's
Come to the Raptors.
cousin.
We could use a player like that.
Who's this guy? I've never heard of
Hernan
this guy.
Gomez, yeah, no, he's
One
He's
point
on
a game,
Denver.
one
Yeah,
rebound a
that's
game.
salary filler right there.
he's just a body.
He's the NBA has a stupid salary, like the salaries have to match.
Yeah, exactly. To be able to make a trade.
And you know, the worst player on the NBA team makes about $5 million a year. So
Right.
it's like it's ridiculous. I love fucking basketball, but man, the NBA is so just weird. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, I get what the Jazz are doing. They're just trying to get younger. I don't know if I like giving up those. You can't tell me Juancho Hernan Gomez is a second round pick.
No, that's the salary filler to move because Walker's is probably making like $2 million or whatever. He's like a second round pick. He ain't making a lot, but I mean, to get a guy, you know, in the last couple of games, 23 points, 15, 14, 17, like you need something on your bench.
He can help you more out than because Ingles ain't there, like you said. He's out there, so at least he's a body that could give you something.
Yeah.
Where's Ingles' contract at? Why doesn't the NBA tell me this stuff?
I think he's making 8, I think.
No, but like, when's it expire?
Oh,
This year.
After this
Okay,
year.
so Blazers are getting another expiring contract.
Yeah. Engels is probably going to go right back to Utah.
Yeah, he
Probably.
Might. Yeah.
Anyway. All right, Neil. So I think that covers most of the big trades so far.
Hit us with your pitch, Neil.
Hit us, Neil.
What's going to happen?
I still think the big one's going to be tomorrow. I think that there's just too much. There's too much smoke with that fire. Would I be shocked if it doesn't happen? No, but I'm hoping it does. I mean,
so
I do
for
think
the viewers at home, please just recap what the trade you think is going to happen.
Yeah.
I believe that the Sixers will trade our good buddy Ben Simmons to the Brooklyn Nets for James Harden, and I think that maybe they get another player in the deal, like a Patty Mills, kind of fill out the salary.
You want Patty Mills too? Whoa.
Just to make the salaries work. I think that
Philly's giving up more than what they get.
Simmons is making more than Harden?
No, he's not.
No.
Well, it would be multiple players. So the Nets would get Simmons, possibly either Matisse Thybulle or Seth Curry.
Don't worry. The Kings will come in and give up some players to make the trade work.
I mean,
like De'Aaron Fox or something.
The thing is, you hear so many different things. There's all these names floating around. Isaiah Joe, you know, the Andre Drummond, you know, whatever, different players, kind of that could be involved in this kind of deal. I don't believe the Sixers are going to give up both Seth Curry and Matisse Thybulle in the deal. I think it would be one or the other with Ben, possibly another player as well, and getting the beard. And Daryl Morey had him in Houston. He has a big love affair with James Harden. Was rumored to try to get him last season, but that didn't happen. Of course, the Nets were able to get him. There's talk, and talk, but there's talk that if this doesn't happen now, that the Sixers will get James Harden in the offseason. I mean, if I had my pick, and honestly, if I were to move Ben, I would go with, you know, a Lillard or a Beal, someone a little younger than James. But at the same time, James is still a good player. I think that he will be motivated to play with the Sixers, wants to play with Joel Embiid, reunited with Daryl Morey. And I do believe that, listen, I mean, I just, all I want is for the Sixers not to make the same mistake with Joel that they made with Iverson years ago. Get another player here with him. And Ben he needs to go. So let him go to Brooklyn. Like, he can be their problem. Yeah. I'm sure the New York fans will be real kind to him if he messes up there too. And
don't worry, they don't care about him. We can't. New York only cares about the Knicks here. The Nets, nobody cares about them.
Be that as
that's a Jersey team.
Be that as it may, I believe it's something that very well could happen tomorrow. I'm not shocked that it took until tomorrow for this to happen, but I would be excited, and you know, I just, if the Sixers can get Joel some help offensively on this team, that would be huge, and I would be all for it. I think it would be a nice move for the Sixers. And above all else, it gets that bum Simmons out of here. So
Okay. So I'm going to stop you right there. Right? All right. So as a Sixers fan, I completely understand why you want this trade to happen. Absolutely. I mean, you guys have been shopping Ben Simmons all season long. Actually, part of last season, all summer, exactly. All of this season.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you want a Lillard or a Beal or anybody, a warm body that can shoot a free throw. I get it. You guys cannot be choosers right now. Seriously, there's no reason in hell the Nets should ever make this deal. I know there's contention in Brooklyn, right? Harden and Kyrie aren't getting along. So I get that, wanting to move on. I think they're moving on with the wrong individual, but whatever. It's their locker room. It's their team. They're making a decision. Harden needs to go. He's an expiring contract. He's up at the end of the year, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All you need to do is say Harden's available. And I don't know, like there's going to be 8 teams come calling. And all 8 of those are not going to have Ben Simmons attached to that trade. I don't know what the hell the net. I heard this come up a couple days ago, and I'm like, it can't be that bad in Brooklyn that you're willing to take on another baby and to play alongside Kyrie Irving. Like, what is going on over there?
Well,
are they drinking that Hudson River water?
Well, they've lost 9 in a row. They've lost 9 in a row.
Oh,
great.
They're on a free
they're in the East.
Yeah.
They're going to make the playoffs.
The reasoning is,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, we can crap on Ben Simmons, and believe me, we have. But at the same time, I think he's and for all of his faults, he's still young. He's one of those players. He's a 3-time All-Star.
I get it.
He was an all defensive player. He is a good point guard. Yeah. I just think, I mean, he has his offensive problems, but at the same time, I can see a team and an ownership saying we can unlock that out of him, what the Sixers couldn't do, what he wouldn't do in Philly, he can do here. I mean, there are teams that can do that. And listen, if for the Nets, again, on paper, we can sit here chatting about this thing, right? But at the same time, James Harden is a player who could walk at the end of the season, and the Sixers can basically say, "Listen, you can make this move with us, or we can get rid of we can make Tobias Harris disappear and have free up cap space." And
you don't want to say that with a Brooklyn, New Jersey team. Make a guy disappear. That means a whole different thing over there.
We'll take James Harden away from you in the offseason for nothing. You won't get anything for him.
But that's okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, Ben Simmons as a player is a good young player.
Yeah,
he needs help shooting, obviously.
Well,
and there's any number of coaches that can help with that. I think it's mostly a confidence issue with him. I think he thought he was better than he was when he got to the NBA, and he got slapped in the face a little bit. Mm-hmm. My problem with Ben Simmons is not Ben Simmons the player. My problem is Ben Simmons the person.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And the way he's thrown a complete temper tantrum to get out from playing with the Sixers for God knows what reason. Has there ever been a reason why he's come out and said he doesn't want to play with the Sixers?
Never said.
Except I just don't want to.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like 3-year-old shit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Doc Rivers last season after the playoffs, and it was the heat of the moment, kind of made a comment offhand. And when he was asked, hey, can your Sixers win with Ben Simmons as a point guard? And Doc Rivers at the time said no. Now, should he have said it? No. But it was a heat of the moment as soon as they lost to the Hawks.
The question is, can you win with Ben Simmons at point guard? He didn't say you couldn't win with Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons is not a point guard.
Sure, but at the same time,
that's part of the problem too.
This is
this is unprecedented territory.
Ben besides Ben,
we've seen guys without contracts sit out, right? Like we've seen Le'Veon Bell without contracts. Yeah, this guy's going to be approaching like 30 mil, 36 mil in fines for not playing. I don't think
Yeah.
we've ever seen anyone sacrifice that much money for not playing.
Because his former coach said that they couldn't win with him at a particular position.
Yeah, that's
Okay, shut the hell up and get out on the fucking court.
That's what I'm saying. But
coming off
right?
the 1 seed,
So
right? Losing in the playoffs.
So exactly how you're feeling, Neil. Why would any other team, especially with a team with cancer that is Kyrie Irving already on its roster, want to take on a Ben Simmons?
because there's still that thing about somebody. Listen, that sometimes pride gets in the way. You know, pride.
Oh,
before the fall.
absolutely. We
And
can
there
fix it.
is
We can
still
fix it.
something tempting about the athleticism of Ben Simmons that these teams. And again, I'm not the owner for Brooklyn, so I see Ben's faults. But the owner of Brooklyn, that ownership might be looking at it and saying, you know what, if we can get this out of him, boy, we can pair him up with Kevin Durant and you know, Kyrie and whatever, and this thing could work. And I think that kind of the ironic twist of all of this is you have two players trying to get out of their situations, might be going to the other player's situation, right?
Yeah,
Harden's done it already with Houston, now with the Nets. Simmons doing it with the Sixers. And now, here we go. We're just going to swap for each other. Again, on paper, like, does the whole thing make sense? No, but it's the NBA. You know, it's you see, I think that's part things like this happen. And as a fan, look, at the end of the day, I just want to win. I just want to have a shot at going to an Eastern final or a final. And I think, you know, whatever flaws Harden might have, you pair him with an Embiid, the Sixers still have a very good chance. And they still would have to make some other moves to fill out the bench afterwards, maybe some of those buyout players or what have you. So it's not still a set in stone deal as soon as that deal, if it happens tomorrow. They still have some work to do. But it would be a big step in the right direction, at least to get out of the cloud of Ben Simmons, and I can finally just enjoy the season again. You know?
It's the team taking him's got to have a fit, though. I think part of the reason why this trade hasn't happened, like the teams with the pieces, like the Kings or even Portland, as an example, probably don't believe they can turn him around. It would just add gasoline to their dumpster fire of a team, right? I mean, you could have maybe got something done with like a De'Aaron Fox plus Buddy Hield, or Dame for Ben
Sacramento
Simmons.
was the perfect place for Ben Simmons, in all honesty, right?
Sure.
He gets out of the spotlight, gets to reset on a team where he's going to be the star. I think that's part of the problem too in Philadelphia, and be part of the problem in Brooklyn. He wouldn't be the star of the team, and he's not the star of the team, but he would have been in Sacramento. I don't know. And honestly, Sacramento would have gotten some good pieces out of the deal, right? So I don't know what they were thinking, but that's not going to happen. Maybe the Pacers will come in. Who knows?
I don't see it. Now they don't even have the pieces to get it done, I don't think.
Well, they got the draft picks, right? So
I guess,
like, I don't know.
It's pretty much just Miles Turner out there just right now, right? Maybe Brogdon, maybe, I don't know, but. Yeah, it's a weird situation. You know, you heard a rumor for half a second that maybe Jaylen Brown, but looks like Boston's kind of, righted their ship a little bit. They're winners of 6 in a row.
I think Boston's sitting this trade deadline. I don't think they're going to do anything unless they get rid of Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah, his name floated around.
His name's coming up a little bit, and I think it would take more than a team's willing to offer to actually get him off of the Celtics.
Yeah,
we got rumors for Jeremy Grant possibly going to the Trailblazers
or the Bulls. The Bulls are
for the Bulls.
Yeah.
Bulls. I mean,
Bulls
Jeremy
need a four.
Jeremy Grant. He needs to get out of Detroit. Everybody needs to get out of Detroit.
The Lakers need to get rid of Westbrook.
Westbrook doesn't sound like he's going to go anywhere.
No, he's probably not because of that contract that he has.
He might get bought out.
Yeah, no. Westbrook is not taking.
I think he stays there the rest of the year.
I just
the only thing I say with the Philly and Nets thing, why would the Nets give up Harden within your own conference, within your own division?
They're going to lose him anyhow. They would lose him to us in the offseason anyhow.
I'll lose him in the offseason because then. But I think
the divisions don't matter in the NBA though.
Yeah, everyone's buddy.
No, it's Eastern Conference and Western Conference.
Yeah.
There is no advantages to placing in your division. Like I don't even know why the Google NBA site doesn't even list the divisions.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not how you qualify for playoffs. It's not. You don't get no advantage for winning your division. So that I don't see as being a major issue. I can see it a little bit being in the Eastern Conference.
Oh no, the only advantage you get is home court advantage if you win your division.
Do you get that?
So each
okay.
Each
but in the first round of the playoffs, though, like
exactly.
It doesn't really matter, right? So
because usually those 1-8 seeds, 2-7 playoff, those 7 and 8 seeds don't have a chance of winning. So it's that's the only thing. I mean, the Nets went because, like I said, here in New York, they just lifted the mandate, so Kyrie's gonna be playing games in Brooklyn soon. Durant's coming back from his injury. I think, and something I read earlier today, Durant told the Nets, do not trade Harden. We'll lose him in the offseason. Don't trade him because with us three, we still have a chance to win. And they do. With those three guys, they still do have a chance to win. So I think they look at it from the standpoint, okay, well, we'll not trade him. We'll go into the playoffs. We possibly could win a championship. If we do win a championship, then hey, go ahead. You can leave. We won our championship. Go. So that's why.
Tom Hetrick in the comments just said Simmons for Westbrook.
Oh God. Why the fuck would the Lakers do that?
Why wouldn't they?
I mean, why would Philly do that? I mean,
they get rid of Ben Simmons and actually get a put a guy on the floor.
Yeah, but come on, Westbrook is not even a guy no more.
I know, but he's at least a body you can put on the floor. They don't have that with Simmons right now.
I mean, the Lakers don't even want to put him on the floor. That's the thing.
Don't even want him.
Yeah, the Lakers have him and they don't want to put him on the floor.
I'll tell you one thing: if they do move him in, and Seth Curry is in the deal, I'm on the phone with Orlando right away trying to get Terrence Ross out of there.
Do you have that power?
Well, they should contact.
Yeah, if you do, you're way more connected in Philly than I thought you were.
It's gonna
Big
be
John or Pancake may have that power though. We'll see.
Okay,
we'll see. It's gonna be interesting to see what teams. Tomorrow, obviously, I think 3 p.m. Eastern
We'll
is.
find out tomorrow. Yeah.
I mean, like the way it's structured, man. Like anyone can just get on like a little hot streak and make it into the play-in. Like
exactly. The way that with the playing tournament now.
I mean, we just saw the
Sacramento.
The last place team is only about 5 games out of that playing game.
Yeah.
That's not even a 2-week win streak.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
it'll be interesting.
I don't know.
What are the Knicks doing? The Knicks gonna do anything?
The Knicks.
They're fielding calls for Randall, but it's gonna. Yeah. Why would they get rid of him?
Yeah.
Beyond basically 8 first-round draft picks next year. Like, why would you get rid of him?
Mm-hmm.
They did do a little trade for Cam Reddish.
Yeah. He's not.
I'm just saying Tibbs don't like him.
No, it's not even. See, this is the thing with Tibbs.
He doesn't see the court.
Tibbs, he's. I get it. He's an older coach, so he wants to win now. With the Knicks, he's not winning right now. They don't have the team to win right now.
Yeah.
So play these young guys. See what you. That's why I don't think Tibbs is going to last probably much longer than this year because he runs his. First of all, besides the fact that he runs his players into the ground, RJ Barrett got hurt last night playing the last minute of the game when they were losing by 15 points. Why is he even in the game? You're losing by 15. So I just think it's going to come to the point that the Knicks organization is going to say, listen, this is just not working out. Thibodeau, he has that mentality too as a coach that he's stuck in his old ways. He's not willing to evolve.
Oh yeah. He likes to play defense.
Yeah.
Hopefully, guy's 40.
God, how dare he try to play defense in the NBA?
You need a score. The NBA now, man. If you look at the NBA now, you got to put up points, man. Like, even the better teams in the NBA, like the Milwaukee's, and they play defense. It's about getting stops at key moments in the NBA,
dude. And that's just what's crazy to me is like college basketball is actually going completely the opposite way. Like,
yeah, they are.
You have to be a good defending team in order to win in college basketball, but the NBA is like defense.
Defense. Man, teams are putting up 100 points easily now. So yeah, you need to do play defense, but you need to have an offensive team that's able to go out there and put up points. And the Knicks just don't have that on a consistent basis. So a lot of it has to do with him. So I don't see him lasting long, and there's no trade out there that I see the Knicks making. Maybe a little minor trade here or there, but honestly, it's not going to matter for this.
They might throw in pieces to make other teams
to give other teams exactly.
Yeah,
they're struggling this year, man. I thought they would be a lot better, but Kemba Walker looks like he's done.
He was done a few years ago.
Yeah, Fournier wasn't a good signing, so it's unfortunate. But hey, I'm kind of used to this as a Knicks fan.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Could be pretty interesting. I'll be on a plane, so you guys will have to let me know when I land.
Absolutely.
But guys, thanks for joining us tonight. I think we're us three. Or I don't know. Where are we at? Us three are on the same page with the Super Bowl, and then you got the old guys going with the
with the
Tigerman.
Cincinnati. Who Dey? Yeah. So, all right. I hope you guys all enjoy Super Bowl. Make sure you're staying safe. If you're going to a party, make sure you have a driver, cab, whatever. Stay safe out there. With that said, Leon, big fella, take us away.
Yeah, make sure you guys drop a like on the video on the way out. Hit up our Discord. We dropped a pinned comment for you guys to join our Discord there. Using the vault.com for your official merchandise for Jason, Leon, Neil, and Kyle. We're out, guys. Stay fitted.